everybody, it's Michelle here with Michelle Talks. How is everybody? Happy Saturday. So today's topic is a lot more lighthearted, a little more fun since last week. All right, sorry to hit you with the bangers. But we're gonna have a lot of canon shows, so that was the canon. All right, so today's topic is all about long sexy hair. Your hair is sexy, all right? The longer, I think, the better. And I'll explain to you why. I don't think many people are aware of this, so we're gonna just jump right into it, all right? For centuries, people have known that there is power in your hair, okay? So it's not just about how it looks. Everyone's always worried about their outer appearance, and that's fine. You know, you should look good, feel good, but there is a reason why a lot of people in older cultures do not cut their hair. It is part of their religion. It is, you know, admired. The longer the hair, the more respect and power you inevitably have, because it is true. So your hair is totally an extension of you. It is not dead. That is definitely not the case. They tell you your hair is dead, you need to cut it every 2 months, and that's a bunch of bullshit. So, I typically don't like cutting my hair. I will go a year or two sometimes without cutting my hair. You know, just keeping it upkeep, like maybe some layers, just because, you know, whatever. But typically the length, I don't like messing with it. And every time I have messed with it, I am not a happy camper after a few days. So that's from my own experience. I'm sure everyone has their own stories about their hair cutting, because it is real. So I want to speak about a few different cats in the Bible. So if you know about the Old Testament, everyone really that was important, they typically had long hair. Okay, so there's one story that most are familiar with, and if you're going to research this topic, everyone brings it up, so I'm going to deliver it to you guys as well. Just super quick, the Samson and Delilah story. So Samson had really, really long hair, and he was aware of the power of his hair, and he was able to do all types of extraordinary things because he had really long hair. And one day they made him cut his hair, or however that came to be, and they were able to imprison him. And because his hair was cut, he wasn't able to access the ethereal realms and, you know, universal knowledge to be able to free himself, okay? The longer he was captive, his hair inevitably grew back. And once his hair was of a certain length, he was able to escape and break down the pillars or wherever exactly he was enslaved, and that's how that went down. So there's a lot of power in your hair. You're able to access all types of different information without having to read a book. These are like antennae with you and the whole universe. So the longer your hair is, the easier it is for you to access that potential and your own power. So the way that your hair connects you to the universe and all this incredible information is because your hair is actually part of your nervous system. Can you imagine slicing yourself up and snipping away down there? I don't think you'd be feeling too good, right? So just because this is on the outside and it's dry and people tell you it's dead, it's okay to cut it. No, it's not okay to cut it. And another thing I want to get into, ladies, these split ends is not a big deal. Like, you can nurture your hair and moisturize a certain way where they go away and they mend themselves. You don't need to cut your hair to fix split ends. You can go speak to your beauty professional if you'd like to, because that's the truth. All right, that's that. So as far as this being part of your nervous system, again, that's why it's like an antenna, okay? Just like the whiskers on a cat and canines have the same sensory. It's a sensory. You feel more things. You're capable of feeling more things if you are in that state of mind and you're taking care of yourself. also connected to your pituitary gland and pineal gland, which is right around this area right here, and it stimulates it, so it helps you engage with that with more ease. It's not something you're going to be thinking about. It's a thing that naturally will happen the longer your hair becomes. Not saying that just because your hair is long or short that you wouldn't be able to access this information anyway. It's just saying that it's a little more, you're a little more sensitive to it, I believe, because a whole nother thing with your third eye, if you're not decalcifying it, then you wouldn't be able to access that anyway. You know, eating right and drinking clean water is really important. Using products that don't contain fluoride. The big one would be your toothpaste. Just a FYI, a little sidetrack there. We could do that another day. But I want to go down the list again. So, you know, if you don't believe me, you can look back at Moses, and you can look back at Jesus, and you can look back even Zeus, for those that are into, you know, mythology. Long hair, guys. It's always there. Long hair. Okay. Now, the government was aware of the power of people's long hair way back during the Vietnam War. That's when that happened. I feel like that's just when maybe certain people were becoming aware that they knew. I believe they knew this for a while. If you think back to the 1920s, right, and right when women got the right to vote, which was 1919, I believe, or no, it was the 19th Amendment, but either way, around that time, we were given the right to vote, finally. What the big deal was there, I don't know. So they had this huge fashion trend going on where all the women were cutting their hair super freaking short. The bobs, the whole, you know, above the chin, right around the chin. That was the thing. That was the thing. I don't know. They were kind of pushing that for a little bit. And I feel like they were wanting women to not really step into their power completely. And making it really cool for, oh, it's part of your freedom and independence and like power move to cut your hair really short. Not the power move. Total opposite. Super not nice when you lie to people that way. I don't know. I don't like it. But anyway, that's that. So that goes back to the 20s. Vietnam War was a little later, but that's when more people were becoming aware. People that actually worked for the government became aware of the information and the testing that they had done around that time. Now, they had done this because they were recruiting people. They found out that men with longer hair were able to do different things, and there was no explanation for it. They were great at tracking and sensing enemies and just being able to attack. When you see something first, you're able to take care of it a little quicker, so that can be detrimental the seconds when it comes to that type of action. Don't want to say the word, it really is. But they actually enlisted these men, okay, and then they made them cut their hair, because we all know about the buzz cut. So that happened, and then they threw these men out there in the trenches and expected them to perform the same way they were in their natural environment. Okay, that was not the case. They were very disappointed, and I'm actually really happy that this happened. Unfortunate for the men that had to regrow their hair. I'm sure they did. But you know, they weren't able to use these people the way they had intentionally, they wanted to initially. So that's great. They also did studies with these men that after the fact, when they realized what was going on, they wanted to dive deeper into it. So they had these two men take tests, you know, both short hair. Then they had one grow his hair, take the test again. Man with long hair passes with flying colors plus whatever. And the other man is still not doing so good. So there is something there, and these tests have been done. I don't know if you'll be able to access this information, because I found this in a YouTube video from a gentleman who was researching an article, and I will find that video and post it below when I put this up, so you guys can go into that if you'd like. But I also wanted to speak about this secret society back in the day, okay? It's actually taken me forever to find it again, because I found this by accident like a year or two ago. And there was an all-female society called the Vril Society, and they were kind of connected to the Nazi movement slightly, something around that nature. There was so many weird things going on then, so I don't want to, you know, put any really bad emphasis on this, because I don't think that it was that crazy. But this was a thing. So these females were all psychic mediums, and they grew their hair super long. You can look this up. It's the VRIL Society, and the photos of these women are crazy. Like, they're down, it's the hair is down to the butt, it's down to the ankles. It is crazy. Honestly, I don't know how I could upkeep something that would go past my bum. That might be a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I feel like, I mean, it's not too much work right now because I like it long. So if you can upkeep that, that is awesome, and kudos to all of you that can do that. A lot of the people on the eastern side of the world typically will grow their hair longer. I know a lot of Indian females will do that. I know that's probably why they all, you know, most of them always have their hair pretty long. So just so now you know what the whole story behind that is. I don't think that we should jump into what society wants us to do and go cut your hair every 2 months. I don't think it's necessary. It's a thing where they just want you to be in a routine of snipping access to extensive knowledge that you have access to, and that's not cool. That's not cool. Now, if it's for you to have your hair short, that's fine. There's other ways. I mean, the monks shave all their head off, you know, but they're in a different place, state of being, you understand? So it probably would be awesome if, after monks go through all the training that they're going through and learn everything they're doing, if they were to grow their hair back. I don't know if that's a thing. I can look into that and talk about that another time. We will do a meditation show, so that'll probably be on that. And I just feel like the easiest way to go about this is to keep your body clean. So if you're looking to have access and be super connected to things and have your everyone is capable of psychic ability, and we all have intuition. Women typically more. I feel that is also because women typically have longer hair. Maybe. I think that's it. I don't want to put I don't think there's too much difference between the male and the female when it comes to those types of abilities. I feel like it's just certain things that we are used to doing. We're used to keeping our hair long. We typically will eat a little bit cleaner than males. Not everyone. That's not always the case. But they're always talking about we eat the rabbit food, so there you go. I don't know. But I do know. I know that's what it is. It's not that. And we're all the same. There's super tiny little like differences that are insignificant, to be completely honest, to me. Now, that's not really a big deal. I wanted to talk about something else. If you guys like these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and ding dong on that bell so you can get the notifications, so you know right away when they're up. They're always up every Saturday. I'm going to be making more videos, so they're going to be a little shorter, as like this one today. And I'm going to separate everything. So if someone wants to watch something about sexy soul, like this topic is, or you want some energy updates, I'll make a totally different video for that. And still with the crystal rockouts, those will be all by themselves, so everyone can get access to the information that they're looking for quickly and as entertaining as I possibly can make it for you. So I'm happy to be here. See you next week, and stay sexy.